freely given. There would be an unsatisfying relationship if love were coerced, if love were such that you just did it because you had to. And that's so God's desire is that we respond to His loving overtures. Now bear this in mind. You don't seek Him. He seeks you. And then when you find yourself seeking Him, it's a result of Him having sought you first. But seek you must. And the ultimate issue is what you seek, you will find. So that's the quest that we're on. But God's desire then is that we would respond to His wooing, to His initiatives, to His overtures. His desires for us are to bring us into His grip and to hold us in His hand and to guide us in the way we should go. But we can spurn that, much to our own chagrin and much to our own pain. We can turn away from the way of life and truth and love and go our own way, supposing that we have a better idea than God what our best interests look like. Here's what I want to tell you. Larry Crabb said this years ago, and I agree with him. He basically argued that pain avoidance strategies, in their very inherent nature, are sinful. What he means is this: when I try to do an end run around the pain that God allows in my life, it's actually, ironically, more painful than if I had gone through the process He had in mind. Because we try to avoid certain things that appear to be painful, but God has something far better for us. But if we go our own way and resist and rebel, we will lead to greater pain than we would have had we followed His way. You see, that's really the concept that we have here. Better wrap it up, Henry tells me. Yes. I got to do one line from this thing. Yes.
I think if we weave together some of the many things you've told us, our will is our most important, our most powerful
resource.
God can win over our will through His teaching and His leading. Then He's got the best part of all. And that way you can come under me, all ye believe, you will be saved. So.
And the mystery here is how God can win your will without coercing you. You know what the best analogy is? It is, in fact, courtship. Have you, any man in this room say, when you saw this woman, that's the woman I'm going to marry? Anyone ever?
It didn't work out too good.
I knew I shouldn't have asked that question. I knew I shouldn't have asked that question. And Dean, don't raise your hand. Nevertheless, though, you did marry them. Now, here's the thing.
She didn't want me back.
You cynic. You know, every Bible study has its own little cynic, doesn't it?
Speaking the truth.
But the fact is, I've known men who say, that's the, you don't tell her you're the, I'm going to be marrying you. But what you do is you create the conditions in which you would win her voluntary love. You see the idea? And you do this, you can't coerce it, you can't force love, but you can create the conditions in which you can woo, you can romance. And God's the sacred romancer of your soul. And therefore would woo and draw you to Himself so that we would in fact reciprocate, we would respond, and we would welcome that embrace. But it does not coerce us, but He draws us. And that's the way He works with us. And there you have a divine human synergy, and He says, child, you need to understand that everything I ask you to do or to avoid is always going to be for your good. Whatever I ask you to avoid will have been for your good. Whatever I ask you to pursue, though it seems the way of pain, will turn out to have been the way of gain at the end of the day. Henry is giving me signals. Wait, can I do one thing here? Right, I'll pick up where I left off last week, next week.